do a testing of these, just the LFE only, and that pressing as well. Oh, so load this up. So I'll just compare this. It's the 20th DVD edition, out of print I suppose now, region 1, and this one has got a far more wider aspect ratio on the scope than the Blu-ray and the UHD. So if you want Alien, this is the pressing to get, because it's far more wider. You're not getting the image cropped off, or rather the image zoomed in a little bit more, therefore crops off, because you still got the same black bars at the top and bottom, but they just zoom it in and then just crop it off on the sides, don't you? Anyway, so I'll go to the Spectrum Lab. So that's the Nostromo on the LFE there. So it only comes in bits and pieces, you know, in the mix. So I'll go to another scene, which would be when the thrusters are firing when it's just landing on the planet. I'm going to have the sound playing over the because this is only recording direct onto the THX sound system on the SW monitor. So that's where the LFE track is, and that's the colour and the strength of it. So I've only got the centre channel monitoring at the moment.
Pressure dropping intake 3, must have lost a shield. Let's go with it.
It's got good dialogue panning, directional sound dialogue panning, and more better when it's on matched LCR, or in my case I've got 5 speakers behind the screen and they're all the same. They're all JBL 4673A, which are designed more or less for a 400 seat auditorium. So I've got the laserdisc already loaded up, so I'll go to the laserdisc in a moment. So you just see what the signature looks like on the DVD. There is something down here that's kind of it's making me curious a little. But I'm just gonna kind of think from round here and going back slightly, and from there all down about to there. So that's more or less that there now. Of course, if I mute the centre channel, not that I don't think the camera is going to, or the phone is going to distort with the bass, because it's not playing. I'm not playing at extremely high level to make the sound distort. I'll go to the laserdisc now. Hopefully this should play flawlessly. Oh, quickly switch the AC3 to modulator on. Yeah, had to make sure while I wasn't getting AC frequency signal, I've got to switch over to coaxial. There's only so many inputs and outputs on this bloody Denon. So it's usually I expand the image to you know, be a bit larger, but so I'll go to the Spectrum Lab and look at the frequency response. It should be a whole lot different. Well, a little brief on this. I was trying to figure, I was getting HDMI signal through the other you know, going from the Denon over to the Marantz, and then of course I could switch over and do Spectrum Labs, you know, using the other AVR, because the signal, when I switch over the PC computer which is connected on the Denon. It's very confusing. I was thinking automatically the signal, if I put the laserdisc on and then put it in there and monitor it through, that's why this display's coming up this way, because I'm using the other AVR which is switched on, which reverts it down to this sort of thing. I was trying to think, why it's not getting the signal? Oh, I've got to actually totally unplug the RF or the coaxial signal from the Denon and plug it into the Marantz, and then I'm still not getting sound. And think, oh right, amp assignment and such. Oh, pretty confusing, but I figured it out. So I'll just go over to computer. Takes a couple of seconds. And it should come up on the computer if I wake it up. It's been a bit sleepy for a moment. There we go. So if I go back to the beginning of the chapter, it should come up, theoretically. Right, that's the track on the, allegedly, the sensurroud track. You can see, if you back up the video a little bit to where it was earlier, it's totally different. That's totally different signature of on the what's encoded onto the LFE 0.1 track. Of course, it only comes in occasionally now and then. There's still something there playing. It's a bit mild, but I'll just whiz it forward a sec. 3, 2, 1, disengage. Also, the edits are a little bit, there's sort of jump edits in the actual version on this pressing. There's still a low rumble in there on that LFE track. And that's not the center channel, that's only the LFE that's been monitored through the THX sound system. I'll just go forward a bit. Track should come up again in a second. There. Whoa. And it's pretty much going down pretty damn low. It's pretty high signal up here, but it's a heck of a lot more lower down this end than it was on the DVD on the 20th DVD pressing. And you're not going to see that on the 4K Blu-ray, whatever. You're not going to see that sort of frequency signature. So it's best to have a laserdisc player, boys. You know, can't just hold on to 4K UHD. You know, you got to have all formats to engage your friends and your neighbours and all that. You can't just be stuck with one format now. Now 35 and 70mm, well, you can try chances of getting all that, but you're not going to come across a print that's going to be in immaculate condition. The colour will be all faded to pink. There might be magnetic soundtrack damage, there might be optical soundtrack damage, there might be sprocket hole damage, there might be pieces of the film missing because of previous damage. But as far as VHS, CED, Laserdisc, high vision, I think someone mentioned or something or whatever said something about the DVHS D-Theater. But yeah, look at that. Wow, look at that. Look at those ripples there. That's a lot of pink. I'll tell you, that is a lot of pink. I've only got my fader on about roughly, well, I'll just put it up to about 9. It was on about 9.9 on the SDDS fader. But wow, it's got a heck of a rumble in that. I'm only playing it mild at the moment, so I'm not opening it fully up, otherwise it will distort on the phone. But that's low, and it's 10 minutes in the video now, so bit kind of longish. So it's the Japanese pressing I'm putting on right now. So I'll switch over to the Spectrum Lab.
Yeah, we're going in. We're going in. Going in. We're going in.
That is rattling some part of my room. So I've got to secure another rattle because it's not part of the soundtrack. So I have kind of sort of lost track with this, but more or less got the fader level at the same level, so I can always back up my video and then look at the Spectrum Lab to see what the signature looks like. Because there might be a slight difference between the NTSC USA, between the NTSC Japan AC3 versions. Of course, the colours are a little bit more kind of, they say, better with the Japanese version. The colours as well. The blacks are a little bit more blacker and the whites are a little bit more white or whatever. But you got subtitles annoyingly on the bloody. Yeah, that's, you know. But then you sometimes see that in some cinemas.
Take her down. Navigation lights on.
Wow, I feel that against my body. That's only on fader 9. And of course, if I had the bass shakers, you know, it'd probably be almost a bit of a sickening feeling. Look at that extension. Flipping heck. And of course, anyone curious, this is Spectrum Lab. It's a free software. It's designed for radio astronomy, and it's being found. Someone came across it many years ago. It's found it very useful for being used for you know, checking film soundtrack level and such. And I'm using over here, which is up here, I'm using it's called where is it? Too Many Colors. So I'm using Too Many Colors. So I adjust the graph or the coloring on it. So down at this end, where the down at the very far end on it, so it gets pale kind of blue backgroundish. So when there's kind of a bit of blue in there, sort of thing, and depending on it's the dynamic range level, and then as it sort of has little traces of green, it's getting a little bit higher level, and then yellow, it's getting a bit more higher level, and then orange, it's getting a bit more higher in the, you know, the level, and then red, and then pink. And then white is very rare, and so that's the alien. Oh God!
No, no, don't touch it! Don't touch it!
Wow.